Hello fairy friends, it is Liz and I am back with our Betsy McCall here. She is an American character and she is from 1961. The best I can figure, she's about 30 inches. I still haven't measured her. When I got her home, her strings were so loose, she was like a marionette. I've gotten those tightened up and I cleaned up her vinyl. This is, I believe, the third video. I may be mistaken, but I do have a playlist for her. If this one isn't for you, I would suggest maybe going over to my channel and just, looking real quick at the different playlists. However, I will say this, the thing I'm doing for her right now, you can do for any doll, basically. But we're going to go over a couple of things before we get started. If your doll has open and closed eyes, you'll want to make sure no water gets in there. Keep a dry towel to make sure that you don't. I like to use just regular people shampoo and conditioner. Sometimes the dolls are so dirty you do need to do their first wash of their hair with some type of a dish soap. This doll has cigarette smoke in her hair, and like my Chrissy dolls, which I do have a playlist for those, they had cigarette smoke really bad in the hair. They were really awfully smelly, so they had to go through several Dawn dish soap washing. I actually even had to put some Lysol on them and let them sit out in the sun so that could just dissipate. That smell was very bad. Then I moved on to some shampoo, and mainly you just need something sudsy. My thing is, I want their hair to be shiny again. I want it to be manageable, and I like it when their hair smells good. So that's what I'm doing for her now. You do have to assess your doll. Make sure that there's no hair coming out of the plugs. Sometimes with the older dolls, the hair starts to easily come out of the plugs. And sometimes the hair is just brittle. It just all depends on where it was kept, how it was cared for, and how it was played with. So you have to kind of check it out on your own and see. Her hair is not brittle, it's not breaking, and it's not coming out of the plugs, and she has plenty of it. So at the ends, however, it is kind of matted together, so I'm actually having a little bit of problems getting that shampoo through it. I'm not very concerned with getting the tangles out at this point. So what I did was I actually shampooed her hair once, and then I shampooed it again and let that soap sit on it, because I figured, there is a lot of dirt and there's a lot of smell in there. We'll just let that shampoo sit on the hair and get into any type of dust or dirt. And then we'll move on. I'll rinse it out, and then I'll put the conditioner, again, just regular hair conditioner, in the hair, and then I let that sit to kind of loosen up and any type of tangles, and it also leaves a little good smell as well. So after that conditioner sits, so this is her second shampooing. After that conditioner sits, I rinse it out with cold water. And that's when I go on to put her hair in curlers. Now, not all dolls need that, but I just thought, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Some people will say to use the fabric softener, the liquid fabric softener. And I specifically see that for when the dolls have the very long hair that's very tangly. I've not ever had to do that. I've received dolls that I've purchased that have had that fabric softener in their hair. It leaves a residue that I just don't like. It's like, I think it's a texture thing. It just feels greasy, and after a while, because it does leave a residue in the hair, the dust comes along and it settles onto it, just like any type of a grease cigarette smoke or cooking grease or what have you, that dust comes along and you're not going to be able to just dust it off like you would if it didn't have the residue. So I have time and I don't mind to work through the hair. If you're looking for something quick and fast, then go ahead. I'm certainly not saying don't do it. I don't think it's damaging at all to the hair. It's just I'm not really going to do it because I just don't like that texture it leaves. And then I would just say too, if you don't plan on washing the hair again, I probably wouldn't do that, only because all the dolls that I have in my collection, after they're cleaned and they're dressed, I'm not going to go around and give them each their salon day again. My thinking is when a doll comes home to my little doll hospital and they go to their salon day, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to clean them up thoroughly and completely, get them display ready, and then after that, I would just like to be able to dust them. I do not want to have to wash them again because of some residue that attracted and made some dust stick to it. No thanks. So after she's done, I do warm water. I've never had an issue with that. Rinsing with cool water, just like we would do. And here she is with her curlers. And when I was rolling up her hair, I just cut up some paper towels into little pieces so that I could put it on the ends of the hair to roll it up. And it just made it a lot easier to get all of the hair in there, not the headache of the different ends, because the ends were different lengths and also a little frizzy. But I just let it sit overnight, and I'm just gonna do a little time lapse here of taking them out because it was fun to do, but it did take a little bit of time. And then I spent a lot of time just kind of playing with the hair because it just turned out so nice. Now I'm just going to loosen up the individual pieces. I don't want to make it frizzy, but I do want it to have a little bit of some style. Look at those curls. Oh, I just don't, how I had to curl it, kind of used large chunks. I only had 18 rollers, so I tried to split them up evenly, but also kind of added a lot in. So I want to make sure, I added a lot of hair per roller, so that kind of made some separations to where you could see her scalp. That is so pretty. Look at the back. So cute. Let's fluff up her bangs too to go with it. Well, that's just gonna be a lot of fun to style. Sure, keep it out of her. Yeah, there's a lot of hair here, and it turned out better than I thought. Really, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, because I'm not really. Maybe I'm tooting it in surprise. I've astounded myself with how this turned out. I'm very happy. I'll take my successes and wins when I can, because sometimes, despite our best efforts, Things don't always go to plan. Hair is a brighter color, not dingy, does not smell like cigarettes. It's probably just my imagination, but when I get a doll cleaned up, to me, it looks like their smile is a little bit bigger and their eyes are brighter and they just look happier altogether. This will be in the playlist, so be watching for the next video in the playlist, which will be finding some fabrics and sewing her dress. So if you like this, please give us a thumbs up. And if you think you'd like to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I always love it if you leave a comment. And thank you guys for spending time with me, and I hope you have a magical day. Bye-bye.